This whole area is like you are inside a marketplace right outside of the Mandalorian and like the Book of Boba Fett on Tatooine. It is so cool. There's speeders and droids, people dressed up, Vader's over on the side, and it's like a huge Star Wars town. Let's check everything out. It's so cool. Hey everybody, welcome to day one of Megacon. Everybody, woo! We are super excited to be here. There's so much to do. It's our first ever big convention.
This is like a real big convention.
The second largest, and on the road to maybe outbeat San Diego Comic-Con, which is insane.
Yep.
There's a lot to do. We're going to be checking out the show floor. There's stuff from all kinds of fandoms, Funko Pops everywhere, Star Wars,
anime, panels, celebrities, autographs,
everything.
Whatever you want.
We are so stoked. So come hang out with us here on day one of Megacon.
Let's do it.
We're in the community zone area, which is really neat. They have a ton here from different cars on display from genres and movies, people out in character as well, a droid area, a whole Star Wars area too, so let's check it out. We found the coolest car here on the convention floor. It is a Millenium Falcon Star Wars car. We got to chat with the owner who's planning on taking it on a road trip. She's modernizing it, but her favorite character is Chewie, and now Chewie is always her co-pilot, which we thought was so cool. Over here as well, there's a lot of collectibles from Star Wars as well, from Mando's Amon bow rifle to a cool like Chewie head bust thing, BB-8, and so many cool things. This whole area is like you are inside a marketplace right outside of the Mandalorian and like the Book of Boba Fett on Tatooine. It is so cool. There's speeders and droids, people dressed up, Vader's over on the side, and it's like a huge Star Wars town. Let's check everything out. It's so cool. Guys, I'm getting a little hungry. I think it's time for lunch.
Honey, I think it looks a little burnt though.
It's just the outer layer. We'll scrape it off. Thank you. Looking great.
How was that?
I got to meet my idol, so you know.
Your idols are all the bad guys?
Yeah, well, Vader. Vader's my idol. I love him. How cool is this? They have the 1989 Batmobile out here with Batman. You can take photo ops. They are $5 outside, $10 inside, or $15 for both. But that is so cool. Oh my goodness. One of the most iconic cars, the DeLorean from Back to the Future, is here. Very awesome. And I don't know if you guys can see on the door, it is signed by the cast. I love the LED lights. You can even see on the inside the dashboard with the dates of when they time traveled to the future. The cosplays here are so good. That Michael and Jason and Ghostface legit creeped me out. They had the Michael Myers music playing, and while filming that little clip, I was about to have a heart attack.
Look at you. What are you doing here though?
You're looking for some cool merch too. Okay.
He's looking for all the Star Wars cosplay.
I love all his beeps and boops.
I know, he looks amazing.
We were walking by this booth and found really cool Destiny 2 props. How cool is this sunshot? It is beautifully painted. They also have Ace of Spades, Malfeasance, Thorn, and a bunch of others back there that are really awesome. So pretty. Look at that.
I love it. I found a cool bag. I've kind of been looking for something that goes around my waist, or maybe around my waist and my leg for like bounding or for Star Wars stuff. I found this. It's really pretty, really nice. The feel of it is really nice. And this is what it would look like. What do you guys think? I could wear it sideways a little bit. Could wear it all in the front.
Could wear it as a crossbody.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Could go like that too, right?
That would look really cool.
Yeah, this is awesome. I asked the guy over there, 75 bucks. I think I'm gonna take this home. I think I could put this to, like I could use it for a lot of different things and outfits, so.
I really love all their bags that they have here from all different colors, sizes, with a bunch of buckles and not buckles, and a lot of just really beautiful bags.
I love that. That's very Indiana Jonesy, right?
It is. It would go good for an adventurer bound. You could use it for Star Wars.
Yep.
That's the cool thing about these is they're great for everyday use, but you can also use them if you're bounding at Disney.
Or you know what? I just want to go grocery shopping. That's okay too. It's fine.
We found this really cool booth with statues everywhere, from the Hulk to Spider-Man, Kamala Khan's gauntlets or bracelets from the Miss Marvel show. All really cool, all really expensive, but the detailing is top notch and they are gorgeous to look at. They also have a lot of other cool smaller collectibles here as well.
I am a huge Miss Marvel fan. I was reading the comics like way before the show came out, and when the show came out, I was the first one to sit there and watch it, and I saw these bracelets. The set is $100, so if you haven't watched the show, there's something very, very special about these bracelets. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I kind of want them.
It's not a bad price at all, honestly.
I know, it's
and
not.
They look like they're really good quality. The detail's really nice.
They look cool. I'm going to think about it a little bit, and maybe I'll have to try them on. All right. Let's see if I get powers from my ancestors once I put them on. That's the real question. Are they gonna work?
Those are really beautiful.
Are my eyes glowing yet? Oh, check that. I think there's a problem here.
Oh no, it slides right off.
I'm too small for them. So
they're great for display though.
Whoop, I know, right? So if I wanted to display them at home, I think this would be really cool, like you said, but unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to wear them unless I added padding. I could add foam padding.
Yeah.
Right, I could add foam padding inside and make it kind of cozy, and then I could definitely wear these.
They're
and then they would work.
We found the Triforce cosplay stand, which has a lot of cosplay weapons. Some of these caught our eye from Marvel and DC. This is one of my favorites. It is the batarang from Batman that he uses for his enemies. And actually kind of sharp. You could probably use it as a weapon if anybody broke into your home.
There you go, perfect.
And then if you get in back here, they have the Infinity and Nano Gauntlet, which look absolutely beautiful. The detail is amazing. It has all the stones in the knuckles as well, and would make for a cool cosplay or just display.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Okay, so if that worked, the gauntlet worked, you could put it on right now.
Yeah.
What would you change right now?
I'd probably pull a Thanos and snap half the population away.
Oh my god.
I think I would.
Maybe.
I think he was onto something.
Y'all, this is the real answer, okay? I did not prep this. I did not wonder I was going to answer. This is just her soul right now. So I was just watching Iron Man 1 yesterday, and I saw the very, very first helmet that he made when he got captured. And that means so many things to Tony and like to me as a person, because it's like your first time doing something big. And that's like every time I see that in the movie, and even now, like I've never actually seen a helmet for real, or a replica. I just love it. I want it right away. And then right next to it, you have the this proves that Tony has a heart.
That's my favorite.
I love that. I want to take that home. And what's cool is you touch it to change the light. So right there, it kind of has like a glow, which is pretty cool. And then you can turn it up with another tap and then bring it back.
We've already seen a ton of cool stuff. We've spent a lot of the day on the show floor, and it's time for our first panel. We're going to see Ashley Eckstein, aka Ahsoka Panel, and I'm very excited for it. So let's go check out her panel.
And right after Ashley, we're going to stay right there on that panel so we can see Katie freaking Sackhoff, aka Bo-Katan, and Mercedes Varnado, who is the other Night Owl. So exciting!
So don't quote me on this as canon or anything, but I don't think she could have. You know, the damage had already been done with Palpatine, and then obviously his connection with his mother, and then Padme. So I don't think she could have saved him, but I do think Ahsoka lives with that question and that doubt, that fear. I think she thinks what could have happened. Maybe she could have saved him. And I think, you know, she lives with that for a very long time. When I recorded the line from season 7 where she says, "In my life, when you find people who need your help, you help them no matter what. I guess it's just who I am." I recorded that line and I immediately took a picture of it. That was a line that I knew immediately that I wanted to live by. Ahsoka's true power comes from her kindness. And kindness is powerful. But growing up, everyone always would be like, ugh, you're too kind. You need to be tough. And so I never associated kindness with power. I always thought that kindness was a weakness, and it didn't mean that I wasn't going to be kind, but when I envisioned what tough looked like, it wasn't kind. And then I realized, like, wow, she's one of the toughest characters that I know, yet literally what she's known for is her kindness and how she helps others no matter what. So that line to me has become that line, and then this is a new day, a new beginning. Those two lines mean so much to me because they're so full of hope and light and kindness, and they just really represent Ahsoka. When I got the audition for Ahsoka, I literally had 5 auditions in one day, and the audition for Star Wars was the last audition of the day. And so my agent, he said, you know, hey, you're going to be auditioning for the new Star Wars show, but you're auditioning for Padme. And I was super bummed. Not because Padme is not an awesome character, because she is. I was bummed because I sounded nothing like Natalie Portman. And they needed a voice match for Natalie Portman. So I practiced all night, woke up the next morning and kind of forgot about it because I had 4 other auditions. And I drove all over LA. It took all day to do all of the auditions. I had no time to eat. So by the time I got to the Star Wars audition, I hadn't eaten and I was hangry, like really hangry. And I walked in, and in the audition room was like 100 other actresses. And they were all the top actresses in LA, all the actresses that had beat me out 4 years prior to all the roles. And I did something I would normally never do. I walked out. And I went back to my car. I literally put the key in the ignition, and I called my agent, and I just said, hey, look, they're running an hour behind. You know, all the top actresses in LA are in there. I still can't do Natalie Portman's voice. I'm just gonna leave. I literally was about to leave the audition, and my agent begged me. He's like, Ashley, please, whatever you do, go back in there, because you never know what can happen. And so I did. I'm normally a positive person, but that day, again, I was hangry, and I waited an hour. I go in, I say the first line is Padme, and Dave Filoni stops me. And he's like, no, you sound too young to be Padme. That's my bad Dave impression. But he's like, but there's this new character. She's a 14-year-old girl, and we think you might be right for her. And so, you know, therein kind of was my audition for Ahsoka, but she was so top secret, they weren't even advertising about this new character. But had I left, my life would be completely different. So I share that because you never know what can happen. Even if you doubt it, just go for it, because that moment changed my life.
It's been an incredible panel full of Ahsoka fans, and you know what I like to say, are you ready? Ahsoka lives in all of us!
Please join me in welcoming Katie Sackhoff. Just for fun, for both of you, you both have wonderful roles in this franchise, but let's say someone came to you and said, you could play any character in the Star Wars galaxy you want. Who would you want to be? What type of character? Force sensitive? Where in the galaxy are you from? You name it.
So many questions. Well, listen, I have said this forever that Jar Jar is my favorite character. I have said it when it wasn't cool to say it. I have said it. I mean, I feel like now I've said it so much that it was like a spoiler. But yeah, it's I would just want to be Jar Jar at all times.
One thing you get to do here, which we don't hear about very often, is getting the opportunity to take a character from animation to live action. And it was making me wonder, is there any particular, corner of her life or quality of hers that you only first realized was there when you got to physically play the character on set that maybe caught you by surprise?
I think so much of Bo caught me by surprise, because I think when you're doing the voice of a character, it's a completely different medium. You know, my job when I was playing animated Bo was to deliver the sound that Dave wanted. So I didn't feel like I had much ownership over the character, because it was really about what he wanted her to sound like. So when I started playing her in live action, every new little thing that I was learning about her was new for me. But there's some moments coming up that really struck me. And it caught me off guard. And I knew that it would, and I was prepared for it. And so I had talked to John and talked to Dave and Rick, who's amazing, who directed the episodes. And like, I was like, this is where I'm thinking about going, because I think it's gonna happen. And they were like, okay. Like, I thought I was gonna have to convince them. They were like, go where you want. Let's see what happens. I was like, okay. So emotionally, I was able to bring so much of her backstory into this season, which is really beautiful.
I would love to hear about working with Bryce Dallas Howard in particular, because yeah, we can definitely applaud for her. She's a force in this industry in general, and in particular, it just really thrills me to no end to see her flourishing as a director. So what is something about getting the opportunity to work with her as an actor's director and a leader that makes her stand out from other directors you work with?
She's a phenomenal director, phenomenal actress as well, but phenomenal director. And she knows what she wants. And she literally will make you do it over and over and over again. And she'll make you do it until she's confident that she's got exactly what she wants. I mean, she literally made Bo and Mando go up and down a set of stairs. And this, I'm not talking like 5 steps. I'm talking like this set of stairs, like 30 steps. I think it was 28, we might have counted it. We like climbed to the top of like the Empire State Building that day. It was insane. We must have gone up and down those stairs 40 times, 50 times. I mean, I don't even remember. It was a joke at one point because I was like, wow, my butt is gonna hurt so bad tomorrow. And it did, it did. My calves were so tight that they had to get a masseuse to come in to release my calves because they were so tight, I literally couldn't walk. I was like, there were so many knots in them. But she was going for, she's like, she wanted something so specific. And, you know, when you've got multiple people in a scene and, you know, multiple droids in a scene and things can happen and go wrong, you have to keep going until you get exactly what you want. That was a good butt day.
I always joke that Mandalorians are kind of like born again. Do you view that baptism more as like a initiation or kind of like an absolving for certain of the bad stuff you did back in the day?
So I don't necessarily think that her seeing the Mythosaur necessarily absolves her of the bad things that she has done. But what I do believe is that from the moment that Bo lost Satine and takes full responsibility for that, I think from that moment, she has been doing everything in her power to atone for something you can't atone for. So I think that she is her own worst critic, and she blames herself for everything. And so I think that for her, if she thought the Mythosaur was in some way choosing her, she would think that it was wrong and that it wasn't justified because there's a part of Bo that hates herself. But I think she had to get to this point to potentially move forward. So I don't know if it hinges on the Mythosaur as much as it hinges on her entire arc since Satine died.
You all, that is a wrap for day 1 of Megacon. Did you have fun?
I loved it. I love the vibe here. My favorite part.
Very cool. I love just all being surrounded by like-minded people. I think is the best part. Like, we're all nerds and fans of something, and everyone just is having so much fun enjoying all the same types of things.
Yeah, I loved it. I especially enjoyed just all day being like, oh look who that cosplay is, and oh, Mando, or, you know, stuff like that. It's like I'm at Disneyland all day.
And of course, knowing, you guys know me, I had to find all the Star Wars stuff, so that was fun. Speaking of Star Wars, make sure to come hang out with us in future videos by hitting that subscribe, because I want to do everything Star Wars here at Megacon and bring you guys along. So if you're interested in that, subscribe and become a part of Falcon Squadron.
I'm interested in that.
I thought you were trying to high-five me.
I'll do that too.
Do it anyway.
I'll do that too.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will catch you very soon.